Oh my God! Why so secret? People have watched Jeffrey Dahmer, the Menendez brothers, O.J. Simpson, and other high-profile figures answer for their crimes. Why are they keeping Luigi out of sight? Justice doesn't happen in the dark. It thrives in the spotlight. So why are we still keeping America's most high-profile trial locked behind closed doors? Let's talk about Luigi Mangione's trial. Cameras are not allowed in the federal court, and New York state courts still block them too. That doesn't mean Luigi's team and supporters should stay silent about it. Because in a case like this, high profile, high stakes, and politically charged, transparency is not optional, it is strategic. This is definitely not for theatrics, not for TikTok clout. It is 100% for accountability. The prosecution has the upper hand. They've got Mangione's own diary, forensic evidence, and digital records. That's not just hearsay, that's self-authored, very damaging. And they're going to ride that hard. So here's the problem. If the public can't see what's actually happening in the court, the only story that survives is theirs. Let's talk about optics for a second. KFA spent time fighting the shackles and the bulletproof vests, but that's cosmetic. That's just surface stuff. The real issue? The public can't see anything that actually matters. This isn't just about the law anymore. It's about legitimacy. Remember the Central Park 5? That case looked tight, but when the public were able to fully figure out what was happening in the trial and the pressure mounted, the cracks were exposed. Visibility changed everything. When the evidence feels overwhelming, you need to use every tool to level the playing field, including public perception, especially when the public literally paid millions of dollars for the defense. If people cannot understand what's really happening in the trial, they will just believe the headline. So respectfully, if Luigi's close supporters are not demanding full transparency, they're missing the forest for the trees. I wish people who are supporting Luigi would push loudly, advocating for cameras in the courtroom, or at a minimum, real-time public access, because justice doesn't live in the transcripts, it lives in the process. If your trial strategy doesn't include a way for the public to witness what's going on, you're not playing smart, you're playing scared, and that's a losing game. New York state law used to allow cameras in the courtroom back in the 90s, but in 1997, the New York Court of Appeals struck it down. To persuade New York to allow cameras in the court, especially for high-profile criminal trials, you need a strategic mix of public pressure. Cases like Luigi Mangione, where the public interest is extremely high, can be the premier pressure points. Advocate for public interest exceptions or temporarily allowance for cameras in special cases. Without cameras, the public is left with filtered narratives, not facts. Florida has televised trials for over 40 years without any surge in mistrials, misconduct, or injustice. If it works there, why is New York still stuck in the dark? Colorado and Arizona live stream their trials. California allows camera access with judge oversight. Why is New York afraid of what the public might see? In Florida, since 1979, cameras and live streams and recorded footage are regularly made public. Florida has decades of proof that cameras do not interfere with fair trials. High-profile cases like Casey Anthony, George Zimmerman were broadcast, giving the public full visibility into the process. No meaningful increase in mistrials or security issues has been documented. In Arizona, cameras are allowed in trial courts with judicial approval, Arizona also provides online video archives for public access. Courts report increased public confidence and minimal disruption. Arizona uses a balanced model, transparency with judicial discretion. In Colorado, they allow statewide live streaming initiative. Colorado launched a policy allowing virtual public access to criminal and civil procedures via live streams. Many hearings, including high-profile trials, are now accessible to the public. Judges, lawyers, and the public reported overwhelmingly positive feedback. Colorado Supreme Court acknowledged that visibility improves public trust. In Texas, all cameras are allowed with judicial approval. This practice is very common in sentencing hearings, civil trials, and even criminal trials where no prejudice is shown. Regularly used in trials like the Amber Geier sentencing, the officer who killed Bachman Jean, state media outlets partnered with courts for live TV with tight controls. In California, still photographs and video coverage are allowed in trial courts with judicial approval. Judges provide consideration on the defendant's rights, witness safety, impact on trial fairness. High-profile cases like Scott Peterson's murder trial were televised without causing any procedural issues. Courts emphasize judicial discretion, a model New York could copy. Justice must be seen to be done, not just done in secret. Cameras don't compromise fairness. They protect it by keeping everyone accountable. When people can't watch the process, they're forced to believe the headlines. New York is way behind dozens of other states, allowing courtroom transparency. It is time to bring sunlight into the courtroom because justice thrives in the light. Put pressure on. Start the conversation because justice can't breathe behind closed doors. It needs air. It needs light. It needs a spotlight. And if you're not fighting to give people access to the truth, you've already lost the most important jury. We, the people.